With all the overdiagnosis on the internet and the oversimplification of very, very big things like trauma and gaslighting and narcissism, I was really disappointed when I listened to a podcast that had a doctor of, psychology, discussing what narcissism was and who a narcissist is. I was quite disappointed to find out that a lot of these things are just qualities. They're just human qualities that I thought were rather positive. Besides the really extreme bits, there were maybe two things that this doctor of psychologist said that I thought, okay, extreme. But 8 out of 10 things to me, unless I'm a narcissist, to me just sounds like a very ambitious and goal-driven person. So I thought I would switch it around, right? And say 10 things that I think makes me an asshole. 10 things that makes me a narcissist, perhaps, right? Because at the end of the day, I really do think, perhaps, maybe I've said this before, every single person is on that scale at some point. Every single person has narcissistic tendencies and narcissistic traits, right? So let's get into it. 10 things that make me a narcissist. Number 1. Okay, this is probably going to be the meanest one on my list, right? I really hate it when unattractive people swipe right on my profile, on my dating profile. And before you come for me, I have seen this on TikTok several times, okay? At first, I thought it was just me. I was like, why are these? I looked in the mirror and I'm kind of like, am I ugly? Like, am I seeing myself in the wrong way? You might have a distorted view of what you think you look like. So I was kind of like questioning my source for a second. I was like, am I really unattractive? But then I watched so many TikToks. When you watch one TikTok video and then more of that video keeps coming on and on and on. That's exactly what happened. I kept seeing, videos on TikTok of girls saying they stopped using dating apps because the kind of men swiping on the profiles is ridiculous and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, now I feel better about myself because think about it. It makes a lot of sense. A lot of men go for women that they don't even think they can get. No, they know they can't get. Like, men will shoot their shot no matter what. There's a reason people say the audacity of men, have the audacity of men, okay? Men will shoot their shot even if they think the girl is way out of their league. On the other hand, women tend to be like, oh, no, I don't want to go for a guy that's too attractive. Right? It's going to give me a headache, right? It's going to be a fuckboy or whatever. At least 7 out of 10 women I've spoken to have said they would rather be the most attractive one in the relationship. So I think that is like a gender difference that we have. Women feel more secure if they feel like the guy is, punching a little bit above his weight, or if they feel like the prize. Whereas men would try to get the best that they can, right? Because to them, having an attractive woman on their arm signifies competence on their end. It makes the man look like a bigger catch. It's the same reason why some men will say women are more interested in them when they find out they're in a relationship. It's because it's a signal of competence. But anyway, I've taken it to another tangent. The point is, perhaps this makes me an asshole, but if that makes me an asshole, then all the girls on TikTok are assholes too. So do you get what I'm trying to say? Just because we have seemingly, not very nice traits does not mean we're all narcissists. Like, this psychologist mentioned how, a lot of narcissistic people want people to love them. And I'm like, don't we all? A lot of narcissistic people are usually like the life of the party. They're the center of attention. I'm like, okay, extrovert. A lot of narcissistic people are so overly ambitious. They love power. They like climbing up the corporate ladder. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what part of this is horrible? Like, what part of this is wrong? And I guess it gets to the point where she then goes into manipulation and how they just get so much from getting people to like them, not because they really care about that person, but they just like the fact that people like them so much and they have power over that person. So the extreme, yes, I guess, will make you're a narcissist if that's a kind of trait that you have. But 8 out of 10 things she said in class as narcissism, to me, it's just pure human behavior. So number 2, something that makes me an asshole. When you're on the tram or on the bus or on the street or wherever it is that you are, and a stranger looks at you and immediately looks away, I get kind of offended by that. I get a little bit offended by that because in my head, I'm like, what, do I do I look that bad? Like, why are you running away from me? In my head, I don't know why I think this way. Because when I look at someone, if they're attractive, I look for at least 2-3 seconds because I'm admiring them, right? I'm admiring their face, their outfit, whatever it is that makes me like the way they look. And when I look at someone and I look away very quickly, it's usually because, first, I don't want them to catch my gaze. I don't want them to see that I'm looking at them, but also probably because I don't really like what I see. So, that sounds a little bit mean, but we're human, whatever. Someone looks at me and looks away immediately. I also think that they're thinking what I'm thinking too. When I look at someone and look away very quickly, I'm thinking, oh, do they not like my face? Do they really think I'm ugly? And this first two have been about looks, okay? It's going to get a little bit, it's going to be more than that. That's not what this podcast is going to be about. But yeah, I just think to myself, why do you look away so quickly? I'm a little bit offended by that. So perhaps that makes me an asshole, maybe? Why am I upset that people don't like my face? They have every right to not like my face. I don't like everyone's face, right? And maybe that's not even what they're thinking. But in my head, I've built up my own importance so big. I think so highly of myself that I'm thinking that they think I don't know, whatever. I think they're thinking about me when they're probably not even thinking about me. So am I a narcissist? I don't know. You tell me in the comments. You tell me in the comment. Or is this just normal human behavior? Let me know as well in the comment. Number 3, let me look at my list. Got a list, you guys, because I can't remember everything. Number 3, right, this one. When I go on a date and this guy just not fall in love with me immediately. Like, what? You mean you don't love me after spending 2 hours with me? What, Neil? No, I'm not fall in love, right? But perhaps I get a little bit offended if someone doesn't sort of, not immediately, but on the same day or the day after, say, can I see you again? And it's sort of similar to my second point. Why do I want them to like me, even though I haven't fully liked them? I haven't even decided if I like them or not, but I'm thinking about the fact that they don't like me or they do. Why do I care? Why do I care if someone I don't even like or I am indifferent about? Why do I care if they like me? But I guess I want them to like me. Is that so bad? Does that make me a narcissist? Does that make me a narcissist? I want to go on a date and feel like I'm admired. I want to go on a date and feel like this guy thinks he's got a catch. Does that make me a narcissist? Let me know. I don't know. It offends me a little bit. Like, excuse me, you mean you haven't fallen in love with me yet? Or when, say you've dated someone for 2, 3, 4 months and they've not asked you to be their girlfriend, or they're not saying I love you, and you're just like, what? I don't understand, because I love me. So how can you not love me? I think I'm amazing. Some people are going to watch this and say, nah, that's just like, yeah, I think it too. So let me know whichever one I land on. I am somewhere on the scale, okay? But honestly, I don't think it's bad. I think I can't be the only one that thinks that. Like, after batting my eyelashes, after the smile, after my giggle. Not that one, that's an evil laugh. But after the little, I'm just like, you mean you haven't fallen in love with me yet? Like, don't be rude. Don't be fucking rude. Let's go. Let's get into it again. What am I on? Number 4 now. This one. Having to interview for a job. Just look at my CV and tell me whether I have the job or not, okay? Or even in the first 5 minutes. I'm sorry, like a lot of the time when I interview for a job, I know in the first 5-ish minutes if I want to work with that person. I know in the first 5 minutes if it's a job that I can do based on what they're telling me. I know in the first 5 minutes if I feel like I'm going to get the job. So I feel like, why are you wasting my time? Why do we have to go through all this like multiple stages just to get a job? Why? Look at my CV. If you like what you see, quick 10-minute chat, maybe, I don't know, let me give a 2-minute presentation about what I do and what I can do for you. That's it. Why? I don't even like the fact that I have to interview. Put my CV through AI, okay? Let her pick one. Because honestly, it's the ghetto. Trying to find a job, it's the absolute ghetto. I remember when I was job hunting a year ago now. Wow, it's been a year. I just found it so frustrating. It's like a full-time job. I spent maybe about 3 weeks consistently interviewing back to back to back, schedule this, schedule that. And some stages, like there was this company, I'm not going to talk about it because I don't want to get in trouble. But I went on 2 stages and they told me there's going to be a 3rd one. And it took like a month. It took a whole month for them to even like, by that time I already got job offers. So I literally called them and said, fam, like, don't worry about it. But I'm just like, you already have all this multiple unnecessary stages. If your interview is more than 2 stages, I don't even want the job. That tells me too much about your company. I don't even want the job. Unless, of course, it's like, the job, like the dream job, the big company, like the Googles of the world, like the Microsofts of the world. Like when I worked at a Big Four, I had multiple stage interviews. I think I had 4 or 5 stages, and it was understandable because it's the Big Four. But if you're just a normal, regular company, why do I need to interview 5 times before you decide? I don't even want it. Take it. Keep your job. Okay? So does that make me a narcissist? Because I don't want to be interviewed for your job. I just want you to see me and like me. Okay? Just see it. Am I good? Am I not? Tell me immediately. I'm okay. I'll take it. I'll take it like a big girl. Okay? Just let me know if I have the job. So yeah, does that make me a narcissist? Let me know. Let me know. All right, number 5. This one. Queuing for anything. I don't like it. I don't like to stand on the queue and wait. But you know what it is, yeah? I just feel like it's 2024. Like surely there's a way to make this faster. And this actually links in nicely to, I think it will be my last episode now, or maybe the episode before this, the video before this video. It links in nicely because I talked about how we have such really short attention spans now, and how YouTube videos now have to be boom, 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 boom in the first 30 seconds, right? And everyone on TikTok has ADHD. I think it fits into that. Why am I standing on the queue to get coffee for 10 minutes? I have things I would rather be doing. And yes, I guess we can all just go on our phone. Most times I've got a podcast in anyway, but I still find it a little bit annoying. It still makes me it makes my blood boil a little bit. Like it just makes my I can't even speak. I'm boiling speaking about the fact that my blood is boiling because I'm just like, it's 2024. Surely there's a more efficient way to cut this line down. And no, I don't want them to cut people's jobs, but perhaps there should just be some automated. I know some Asian countries have this, automated coffee machines. You put in, of course, there's coffee machines that make the coffee, duh. But I'm talking about the ones where the robot thing makes your coffee. It's not, the ones that come out of a coffee machine. It's a robot thing that it's making your coffee. It's putting the caramel in, putting the beans, doing the shaky, whip thing, decorating it, or sprinkling the cocoa powder, putting the whipped cream, the machines. I've seen that before. I've seen the robot thing before online. I don't know what country it was, perhaps China or Korea. So when I'm standing on the line for 10 minutes, these are the things that go through my head. I'm just like, come on now, it's 2024, okay? And honestly, sometimes if I see the line long to the door, I'm like, nah, for what? For coffee, I'm out. I'm out. And no, of course the company doesn't care that my little £5 is not going in their pocket. But for me, it's just like, no, I can't do it. I don't want to wait that long for a cup of coffee. So does that make me a narcissist? Does that make me an asshole? I don't know, but maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Let me know. Right, let's move on now to number 6. Number 6. Yeah, this one makes me even more annoyed. When you book a Uber or a Bolt or any kind of taxi service, right? And it says 4 minutes, you're like, okay, I can wait 4 minutes. I'm packing my stuff up, ready to go downstairs. And it goes from 4 minutes to 5 minutes to 6 minutes. And I'm like, by this time my Uber should be here. Why is it 6 minutes? Why isn't it Uber has arrived? I am so mad at this point because now I've, it's like the sunken cost fallacy. Because now I'm like, should I cancel and book another one? Or is this the only Uber available? It just makes me upset because now I'm stuck between, right, the Uber is on its way. So they're probably going to charge me for canceling. And it's fine because I can usually get my money back and say Uber took too long. But also that makes me feel bad because now I'm like, okay, the guy's on his way. But I'm cancelling even though he's halfway to get to me. And it's only 6 minutes, not that long. But the fact that you said 4 minutes before and now it's 6 minutes makes me annoyed. It makes me really annoyed. Sometimes when Uber gets there, I'm in a bad mood. I'm literally already, and it's not his fault. Perhaps there was traffic on the way. Perhaps he lost his way, whatever. It could be anything. But for me, the fact that when I booked the Uber, it says 2 minutes and then it starts going up and up and up. I cannot deal. It makes me so upset. So am I the drummer? Am I the asshole? Let me know. Number 7. This is similar to the time thing. Maybe I'm just impatient. I think I am. I am impatient. This one is about booking GP appointments. If you're outside the UK, GP is like your doctor appointments. So you book your doctor appointments and you're late, right? Say you're more than 5 minutes late. They'll literally tell you, oh, your appointment has been cancelled, or you have to wait for the next available slot, or sit down for 30 minutes till they're finished with the current person. And sometimes it's like, come on now, it was 5 minutes. Like, you can wait 5 minutes, right? For some, I mean, I just said I don't want to wait 5 minutes for my Uber, so maybe that's quite hypocritical. But I don't know, this is how I feel, right? When I come late more than 5 minutes, they have every right to tell me, we've cancelled your appointment, you have to wait 30 minutes, you have to reschedule, whatever. But when I come on time and then you are the one that is late, either you haven't shown up at the hospital yet, which has happened to me about 2 times, or you're still seeing a patient at the time that you schedule with me. Why can't I cancel on you? I mean, I probably don't want to because I want to, see the doctor. But also, why don't I get something back for that? Why can I wait and you can't wait for me? It's not fair. It's not fair. And that's literally something that triggers me. Look at me using the word trigger. And I mentioned at the start of this video that I don't like when people, oversimplify, big things like being triggered, like trauma or whatever. But yeah, I find it very irritating. Let me use the word irritating, right? I find it irritating when, you go to your appointment on time and then you have to wait for the doctor to be available. And yes, sometimes they'll be like, oh, I'm sorry about the wait. But sometimes they don't acknowledge it. Well, because you're a doctor, you can't say sorry that you wasted my time. But when I'm late, I have to do all the begging. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, thank you for seeing me. Oh, thank you for seeing me. Make it make sense. Is it fair? So does that make me a narcissist for thinking this way? I don't think so. I think we're all human, okay? We're all human. We feel this way at some point in our lives, okay? Let's round this up. I think I've got 2 more. Number 8. This one I actually mentioned to my manager. I'm too ballsy. I mentioned it to my manager, but the context was, appropriate. I said to my manager, why don't we get paid for our time commuting to and from work? Why? Because our work doesn't actually start at 9 and end at 5. It starts the second we wake up to get ready for work, and then the commute. Luckily for me, my commute isn't a lot, but I know people that travel from Wales to Manchester, which is about an hour and a half, right? And then back. So they're spending at least 3 hours, let's say an average of 3 hours on the road to come to work. Okay? And then work their regular hours. I think they should get paid for the time they're getting ready for work. Is that crazy to think about? Maybe it is. Maybe it's crazy to think about. And if I were an employee, I don't know if I would I pay my employees? Perhaps that's something that could actually set me apart. But then my manager mentioned something interesting. He was like, well, they don't really care where you live. Like, why don't you just get a job close to work? That would be the argument, right? But I guess like if I don't know, maybe that's something I could do when I own my own company. If I really like a talent, if I really want someone to work with my company and they live far away, yeah, I'll pay you for your commute. Yeah, I'll pay you. I don't know. Maybe I'm just saying that because I don't actually own a company. I don't have any employees. But yeah, I think that sometimes when I wake up at like 7, I'm just like, oh, that's 2 hours before I start work and I'm already up for work. Does that make sense? Does it? It makes sense in my head. So pay me. Pay me the money. Run me that check. Oh, no one says anymore. And I actually miss that was such a vibe. Was it 2 years ago now? Let's bring back because even I haven't said it in a while, but I miss it. I miss All right, number 9. Number 9. Let's not drag this podcast out for too long. Number 9. Oh, yes, this one. I actually got inspired by watching an Instagram video, right? So when someone at work calls you out of the blue, they haven't texted you to say, do you have 5 minutes? They haven't texted you to say, I have a quick question. They just ring you immediately. Like, who do you think you are? I'm sorry, like even my manager does not do that. Like, respect. My manager does not even do that. Even he would be like, do you have 5 minutes? Or I need to ask you a quick question. Let them know. You can't just ring people. Like, it's annoying. It's the same thing. It's along the same line as setting 9 a.m. meetings. Okay, I find it so rude. I remember at my old job, I used to block out my calendar from 9 to 9:30 so that nobody can set it was a repeated meeting in my calendar. 9 to 9:30, nobody, because the big four, they're notorious for shit like that. Like, they will call you so early. Some people even start at 8. And I just thought, nah. Let's not do that. Okay, we don't do that here. So yeah, that's something I find so rude. Don't call me. That makes me so triggered. Am I the drama? Does that make me a narcissist that I feel like it's absolutely unacceptable to just ring me for out of the blue? Like, what? No, let's not do that. And number 10, right, this one, I started with a bit of a problematic one, and I'm going to end it with another problematic-ish one. Does it make me a narcissist or an asshole to think that not everyone will actually find love? I know, we all like to think, everyone's deserving. Yes, of course, everyone's deserving of love. But I actually don't think everyone will get it. I think the ones that do are so lucky. I think because there's this culture of jumping from one relationship to another now, we don't really value a good one. I don't know how much as a society that we value good, healthy relationships. I don't think true love is easy to find. I think it's really hard to find someone that your soul connects with. Like, we're strangers. We're all just strangers that meet each other. And then suddenly we expect us to just get along and be together forever. I don't think everyone will get to experience that. And, sometimes when people talk about how, it will come to you at some point in your life, like, don't worry too much about it. Don't stress too much about it. One, they're either people that have been married before, remarried again, or perhaps are still single, so they have found love at some point, or people that found love really late in their life, and then they say things like, oh, don't worry about it, look at me. Respectfully, I don't really want to be like you. I know that makes me sound mean, but I don't want to wait ages to find the love of my life. I don't want to be like that. Like, I want love early on. I want to spend my life with someone I'm truly in love with my soulmate, in quote. I don't know if I believe in soulmate, but I want to find true love now. I don't believe that at some point it will come when you least expect it, and you should just chill and relax, and everyone will find love at some point, and there's someone for everybody. I'm pretty sure there's people in life that just never had the chance to be married. I'm not talking about people that don't want to, but I'm talking about people that actually want to be married and have kids and have a family. I don't think everyone gets that opportunity. Is that a narcissistic thought in my head? I mean, I don't want to be one of those. I really want love, but is it narcissistic of me to feel like I don't want to be like you if you're the one that has found love really late in your life or on your 5th try? I don't want to be married 5 times or 3 times if I find the one. I want it one and done. I want true love once, and let's live happily ever after. All right, I'm going to wrap it up here now. I've been talking for a bit. I think it's, about 25 minutes now, or 20-ish minutes of me talking, chit-chatting. But I've enjoyed it. Maybe I will do more long-form videos like this. Me just sitting down and chatting to you guys, because I love it. I love it here. Let me know if you love this content. I do videos about psychology and well-being and neuroscience. So if you have any ideas for me, let me know. This one was about narcissism. And again, let me know if I'm a narcissist in the comment, or if you agree with me, and if that makes us both narcissists. Never know. You never know. All right, my name is Anjy, and I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye-bye.